Tonight on Localite, Cari and Rory Streeter share the story behind their popular jewelry business. The Streeters' work has appeared in a feature film, primetime television series, and many other fashion and craft outlets. That's all tonight on Localite.
So Cari and Rory Streeter, thanks you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to start off a little bit with just getting to know the two of you, because I've heard all about you guys, but I don't really know that much about you and your husband that much. So we want to talk a little bit about that. And of course we'll talk about your jewelry, Jewelry by Cari, and sort of how that all comes about and what you guys make. But let's start with how you guys met, because you were like on a snowboarding trip in New Zealand.
Yes.
And that's where you met Rory.
Uh-huh.
So tell me about that.
After college, I went there for 6 months to live with the excuse of snowboarding. And I met him I moved into a house where one of the flatmates was his friend.
Okay.
We started snowboarding together and hit it off, and then he came over here. The rest is history.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long were you just there the 6 months then, and then Rory, you came on over to the U.S. and
we actually met in Whistler first.
Oh, in Whistler.
And then came down, yeah.
Oh, really?
Cari was there snowboarding as well. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Boy, you just lived the life.
Yeah. For a little while, yeah.
That's great. So then when you guys, when you came over and before you started the business, you were living in California, is that correct, both of you? Mm-hmm. Okay, because you grew up in California, right, Cari?
Yes. Yeah, so after Whistler, so we were apart for 4 months, and then he came and met me in Whistler, and then we moved to California, Central Coast.
Okay.
San Luis Obispo.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived there for 6 years before we came here.
Okay.
And that's where we started the business.
Right. And the business, when you guys first started that, I imagine you must have had day jobs, because nobody usually, well, I don't know, maybe they do start jewelry businesses jump in with both feet and don't have to have a day job, but did you guys?
Unfortunately, no. We have both had day jobs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had to try and find that balance.
What were you guys doing?
Well, I had a job, and then I went back to school and got my teaching credential.
Uh-huh.
And I was student teaching at the time when I started making jewelry, and it very quickly kind of exploded. And Rory was, how do you want to say it?
Painting contractor.
Okay.
I had a painting business.
So kind of in the construction trade, sort of?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Really creative and good, like highly trained in New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
He's really good.
Okay. So how did that parlay into your business? Like, did that background help you guys go into jewelry, and why jewelry?
Well, it did just sort of happen, and it started happening really fast. I made a necklace first for myself, and then started, just loved it and was begging friends, can I make a necklace for you? And before you knew it, I had a little collection, and I took it into the teacher's lounge and was selling to the teachers.
Oh, at school?
Yes. And then quickly I approached a store in town that gave me an entire case in her store, like a huge case that I filled up, and next thing you know, we're having a trunk show. I mean, this is within months of the first necklace being made.
Really? What year was that you started the company?
2002.
2002, okay.
Was when I first started, and by beginning of 2003 was, we were in that store doing the trunk show, I think for Valentine's Day.
All right. And how long did you operate it in California?
How long were we, until we moved here? Yeah.
So you were
continuously.
So you had it for a couple of years in California then, and then
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about that.
And why Hood River? What brought you guys to the gorge?
Oh, we were just looking for the perfect place to live, I think, for us.
Cari's brother got married in Whistler.
Uh-huh.
And we were doing a road trip up there. It's another snowboarding trip.
Yeah.
And we spent a night here in Hood River. We really enjoyed it.
So you weren't familiar with the area because you did wind sports or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just spent a night here and decided that seems like the perfect place. That's where we want to go.
Yes.
What was it like moving a business from California into Oregon?
Well, by that time we were pretty well established. We had a lot going on, and It was fine. We were selling to stores a lot by that point, so we already had those accounts set up, and it was great. I mean, the creativity just kept flowing when we moved here, and new collections.
Yeah, it was
started
quite easy to move.
Yeah. Has the beauty and everything that we all get to enjoy, and some of us who've been here a long time start to almost take it, for granted. Does that inspire your jewelry a lot?
Yeah, it does, and just the lifestyle here,
Do you guys still work with some of the stores in California? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And all over the whole country, we have stores that sell our line.
Okay.
A lot on the East Coast, and in this area too.
Okay. So Rory, for you, in your role in the business, because, well, one, and we'll get into this a little bit in a little more depth later on, because I want to know too, as your parents, you're a married couple, you're business partners, so you live, work, play, all of that together all the time, and I want to hear about how you do that.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, what are kind of the roles that you guys play in the business?
We both co-create, and then from there I fabricate jewellery and Cari merchandises the jewellery.
Okay.
So it's we have our defined roles, and then everything in between we kind of,
So
we figure
whatever
out as we
kind of
go
has
along.
to be done.
Yeah.
But those are sort of your defined areas
Fortes,
of expertise.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we design it. We design everything together, and like literally bouncing off of each other, every single detail. And then, and we both value what each other's opinions and insight have, and ideas.
Very important, I'm sure, especially working so closely together.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue the conversation after the break here, so we'll be right back with Rory and Cari Streeter, so stick with us.
When we return,
To make it just right, and then we cast that, and then we replicate it. So we have little pieces that I stamp, and we literally get hundreds of these cast.